Today I am starting a reading vlog that is long overdue, and that is reading books that I really need to get to. There are probably way more than the few that I'm going to read in this vlog that I actually really need to get to, but these are ones that I need to prioritize ASAP. So first we have one of the last books that was on my autumn TBR, and the only reason why I'm actually going to read this one is because I'm already like 30 pages into it, and I don't want to forget what happened in those first 30 pages and have to start over. So I really do want to finish Model Home by Rivers Solomon. It's not that I wasn't into it when I first started reading it, but I had another reading vlog that I wanted to film, so I ended up putting it down, and now I really need to pick it back up again and finish it. So then I can say that I finished most of my autumn TBR, and I'm not going to have to reread what I've already read. So I definitely need to prioritize that one in this vlog. Apparently I also have to prioritize Awen in this vlog, or at least that's what she tells me. Next, I also really have to get to The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. This one I am borrowing from someone, and I've been borrowing it for like 4 months at least, so I really need to finally read it. It's supposed to be like a cozy kind of fantasy, which we always love, and also there's a cat. You can't go wrong with a little cozy fantasy cat. So definitely need to read this one too. Huge difference between this one and Model Home. The vibes are going to be polar opposites, but that might be a good thing. It might kind of motivate me to read a little bit more since I'm not like reading the same thing over and over again. I've also been reading the same collection of poetry for literal months. I think almost this entire year. I've been reading Devotions by Mary Oliver, but I really have not touched it in, I'm gonna say, at least a month, probably more than that, but because of that I also have not read any poetry at all because I really only like to read one collection at once. So this is one that I need to get to. Oh my goodness. I would love to finish this and actually dedicate time to it, especially in between some of the other books that I'm going to be reading in this vlog. I feel like this would be a very good palate cleanser in between. And then also, I've really loved what I've read out of it so far. So I don't know what is taking me so long to get through this collection of poetry because I've only had a good time reading it thus far. I don't know, but enough excuses from me. I'm gonna finally kick myself into gear and really dedicate some time and hopefully finish this collection of poetry because it is beautiful and I really do want to read the rest of it, but I also want to move on and enjoy other collections of poetry as well. And then last on this list, and probably the first thing I'm actually going to read for this vlog, is Love Me, Stalk Me by Laura Bishop. This one is an arc, and I do have a time limit to read it, so I really need to get on it. I think I was sent this arc like at the beginning of October, but I really wanted to push it back because I wanted to prioritize my spooky reading vlogs and my autumn TBR, but now we're here and it's crunch time, so I am going to start with this one because I need to finish it hopefully in like a few days, max a week, honestly. But with all of that being said, this is where I'm going to start, and I think I'm going to sit in my office for a little bit and start reading this one, and then hopefully lock in over the next couple of days and actually finish it. I just finished Love Me, Stalk Me by Laura Bishop, and my goodness, was this book spicy and cringy and definitely had me shaking my head at the main characters more than once, quite a few times actually. Definitely questioned their judgment and intelligence levels and stuff like that, typical romance. But with all that being said, honestly, 5 stars. I did not want to put it down. I really enjoyed it. I was constantly looking forward to reading it when I had to put it down, and dark romance is definitely my kind of thing. I really do enjoy a possessive man, I guess. I don't know. Not in real life, obviously, but I do enjoy reading about it. I feel like, yeah, for some reason, that's just my cup of tea when it comes to romance. I don't know. Never thought that about myself. I guess the best way I could describe this book to you, and in order for you to know if it's something you'd be into, because I know definitely a lot of people would not be, would be to picture it as Joe Goldberg from You, so creepy stalker guy, but he's stalking a woman for love and not to murder her. And yeah, that's basically this book. Like I said, it is definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but I really liked it, and I think I read that there is going to be either a sequel or a prequel or something to do with other characters in this book, so I will definitely be keeping that on my radar. So in a little bit, I think I am gonna make myself a cup of hot chocolate and read some poetry out of devotions. I would hold it, but Awen is currently on my lap and I don't want to disturb her. And then I think tomorrow I'm probably going to pick up Model Home and start reading that one again. I'm not going to start it tonight just because I just finished a book and I feel like kind of letting that one settle a little bit before getting into another one. But yeah, anyway, I am gonna go and make some hot chocolate and start reading some poetry. I finished Model Home yesterday, and I have to be completely honest with you, it was kind of a letdown. I went into it thinking that it was going to be like a gory kind of haunted house horror, maybe paranormal, kind of creepy, that sort of thing, but it really wasn't that. It was more of like a literary horror, which I don't think I've ever read before, not to my knowledge. And since it's not what I was expecting, I think that kind of played a part in me not really enjoying it because it's not what I was in the mood for at the time. But it was more about like the horrors of real life and less about like the house being horrific or haunting. Like, the main character experienced horrific things in this house, but it wasn't the house's fault. That's all I really want to say about the plot, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. This actually has very high ratings, or very high compared to what I was expecting. It's like average 3.8 stars on Fable, and I think Goodreads has like 3.7 star average rating for it too, which is pretty high. A lot of people were saying that they were like me, they didn't expect it to turn out the way that it did, but they really enjoyed the way that it turned out. I can see where they're coming from, and I wish I could love it as much as they did, but I just don't. It just was not my vibe. It was interesting. I think the author made some very interesting decisions in regards to the characters and the plot, and I just really wanted to like it, but it's not for me, so I am gonna rate it 3 stars. Obviously not that bad of a rating, but it's just not 4 or 5 stars to me, and I do think that I'm going to pop it into a little free library, and hopefully it can find its way into someone's hands who's really going to appreciate it, because there are things in this book that definitely deserve to be appreciated. I just can't see myself ever wanting to read it again. So I don't want books that I'm never going to read again taking up space on my shelf, because I don't have a whole lot of it. As you can see here too, I just put up my Christmas tree the other day and I'm really enjoying it, but the downside is that I cannot have any cats in the room with me with the Christmas tree, because a few of them have decided that the flock tastes delicious and they need to chew it and eat it, and I don't want anybody getting sick. So no cats while I'm in here while the Christmas tree is up, unfortunately. I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to be doing in my office because of that. Right now I am going to read a little bit in here, because I do think I am going to commit the next 2 or 3 days to finishing devotions. I'm really in a poetry mood right now. I was actually reading a bit of this the other day and really enjoying it. A lot of the poems are really resonating with me. They have to do with nature and tranquility and stuff like that. I think I've read like 50 pages in the last day or so, so I think it's high time that I just commit to it and finish it. So that's what I'm going to read for the next little bit in here, and then hopefully in the next few days I can finally say that I have finished devotions. I actually finished devotions last night, and it is so bittersweet, honestly. I am glad to have finally finished it. I've been reading this book for months, but I'm also very glad that I spent all that time reading it, because it deserves time. It honestly is such a beautiful, breathtaking collection. I'm glad I spent months reading it and coming back to it, because it wouldn't do it justice. just to read it in like 1 or 2 sittings. It really deserved time. I can't describe to you how much a lot of this poetry resonated with me. It was a lot to do with nature and how humans are no different than animals and the nature around us, and how nature conquers all. Eventually everything will be nature again, as well as like appreciating the things around you. There were so many pieces in this that I actually read twice because it was just so beautiful and I really wanted to sit with it for a few minutes. But a lot of pieces about like just how lucky we are to live alongside the beautiful creatures of the earth and how remarkable nature is. I don't know, if you're into nature poetry or nature at all, I highly recommend Mary Oliver. I'm blown away by how beautiful her writing is. And I will definitely be coming back to this collection again in the future. Oh my goodness gracious. Like, no word of a lie, I think that is gotta be one of my favorite poetry collections of all time. It gets a lot of hype, and there's definitely a reason why. It is beyond gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Very bittersweet. I'm so sad that I'm finished it, but I do think it will be one that will be very comforting to kind of go back to from time to time. So kind of have to think about it like that and keep going, because I still have one more book to read for this reading vlog, and that is The Teller of Small Fortunes. I really need to get to this one. I've been borrowing it from someone for an eon now, and they'd probably eventually really like it back, so I need to get on it. It's not a very big book. Oh my goodness, it's really not. 322 pages. That is very doable, and the font is like a very decent size. And this is supposed to be a cozy fantasy, and I'm really in the cozy kind of mood, so I think this is going to be perfect for right now. I do think I am going to go and start this downstairs in my living room. I kind of just want A1 snuggles right now, so I am going to go and do that, and hopefully I can finish this book in the next few days. I just finished The Teller of Small Fortunes, and it was good, but definitely not as amazing as I thought it was going to be. I had very high expectations going into this book, I think, and I'm not sure if that's kind of what ruined my overall rating and enjoyment of this book, or if it was more just because it's not my pace. But I think I'm going to rate this one 3 stars. I did enjoy it. I just found that the pacing was a little bit slow for me, and then also like there could have been a little bit more to it. I don't know. I know it's supposed to be a cozy fantasy, but I just felt myself still desiring more even towards the end. It felt like there could have been more in it. Now, that being said, the plot was very interesting. I did enjoy that it's like a cozy found family kind of situation, and it read very easy for a fantasy. I oftentimes have a hard time getting into fantasies because there's so many made-up words and world building, and it's just really dull and boring, and this one did not have that. It jumped right into it with minimal world building and minimal made-up words at that too, which was nice. I just found the pacing a little off. So 3 stars, still really good, just not one that I'd like go back to time and time and time again. But if you do like slow-paced, cozy fantasies, I would definitely give that one a go, because I can definitely see that one being other people's cups of tea for sure. My hair is absolutely crazy right now, but I've been like gaming and reading all day, so ignore that, please. Anyway, this has been an interesting reading vlog for sure. I have definitely read an array of books with a variety of ratings and feelings towards them as well. I'm glad I can finally cross all of these books off of my TBR, because I really needed to get to them, and so it's kind of nice to have that weight lifted off of my shoulder. I've done them and I can move on to other things. So with that, I am going to leave this one here. I hope you have a great rest of your week and happy reading.